Hello, my name is Richard Stavis, President of Stavis Seafoods. We're here today for the last of our holiday seafood seminars. Today we're going to be focusing on lobster, a luxury item used for celebrations the world over. Everything that Stavis sells on lobster, whether it's meat or tails, is produced from live lobster. We believe that that's important because it gives us a better quality product, better texture, better flavor, and also, from a safety perspective, there's less that can go wrong. The products that we're going to be focusing on today are going to be Canadian lobster tails and meat, as well as cold water lobster out of Africa, warm water lobster out of the Caribbean, and the Langoustine lobster, which comes out of Chile. We're going to start with our close neighbor, the Canadian or the American lobster, also known as Homarus americanus. That's the clawed lobster, the one that you've likely seen in restaurants. This is a product which is caught live in traps and transported live to the plant. Because they're producing it immediately, there's absolutely no chemicals needed to maintain the quality of the product when they're producing it, which makes for a great product for those people who need a clean label. So I'm going to start by showing you a Canadian lobster tail so that you can see what it looks like in the raw state. When you look at the bottom here, what you can see is that there's no darkness on the legs or on the belly, which is important because darkness could show decomposition. Take a peek at this whorl that I'm showing you here, this little pocket. In a second, I'm going to show you a cooked lobster tail so that you can see what that looks like once it's cooked. One of the biggest differences when you look at lobsters has to do with the shape of the shell, the thickness of the shell, and also with the density of the meat. The Canadian lobster is a great tasting lobster, but in terms of meat yield, it's one of the lowest ones. So you're getting about 65% raw meat out of that tail when you crack it open. So here is a cooked lobster tail. If you take a peek, you can see curl here. I mentioned before that all the lobster that we carry is processed from live, and that's important. If the lobsters that were tailed were dead, what you would find is that this lobster tail would be limp, and you'd find it would lay flat like this when you had it on the table, and then it would just drop limply down when you pick it up. That's an indication that the meat is going to be softer. Enzymatic action is going to make that meat a little bit mushy, and we don't want you to have that experience. You should always have the best experience possible. Now, I had said that I was going to show you what this whorl that I showed you was going to turn into once it's cooked. And you can see here the hollow that's been created in this lobster. Now again, we're carrying a hardshell lobster, so you're seeing a relatively larger hollow here, but if this was a new lobster, or a shedder as they call it, that would be even more pronounced. So we're going to shift now from tails to meat. And meat is a real value because you've already taken off the shell and you've lost what you were going to lose in terms of cooking weight. So when you get a 2-pound bag of lobster meat, you have 2 pounds of lobster meat. Nothing is going in the trash and nothing is boiling away. Now this that I'm showing you right now is a CKL, or claw, knuckle, leg meat. And what I've done is I've taken a couple of claws, knuckles, and legs just to show you what we'd be experiencing when you open and thaw that package. First of all, these are the claws that you get off of it. Now this is the knuckle, and this is my favorite part of the lobster. And what you can see is that there are 2 knuckles that if it's taken out of the lobster carefully, they'll stay together. If not, they'll be separated. Doesn't make any difference in terms of your dining experience. Just something to look out for. And then this over here is the leg meat, which is somewhat shreddy in texture, but it has a very sweet flavor, and it really helps to tie everything together. So putting these together, you can make a great lobster salad, you can make a great lobster dish. It all helps to make the total appearance of what you're creating.